Hi, dirty pillows. Welcome. I just called you tits. Welcome to our podcast.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Patrick. And you're asking, what is this podcast?
You're
I'd like to tell you.
Oh.
What?
I was going to say, you're at our prom.
Oh my God, welcome to prom.
Welcome to prom.
What's this year's theme?
This year's theme is Jamaican Me Crazy.
And immediately canceled.
Welcome to Silent Screaming Resurrected. We are a comedy horror movie podcast where we do some ASMR, get shit-faced, and talk about scary movies.
Yes, and this week we're talking about the Stephen King remade 3 times classic, Carrie.
Carrie Bradshaw.
No, that's I don't think Stephen King wrote that.
Oh.
Though it would stretch him to write Sex in the City.
Speaking of stretching, my dress just popped. Ooh, getting me out of my dress early this prom.
Wow. It's a new record for Jordan. Or is it?
Ooh, you'll never know. You'll never know. But first, before we dive into this Carrie Mulligan hit TV show,
Just gonna keep naming other Carries.
it's time for Jordan's ASMR Corner.
Wow. Wait, if I guess the right things. So in this segment, Jordan's going to make some sounds with some sort of item that was probably already in her purse. And I'm going to guess what they were.
And
if I win, do I get to be prom queen?
did you already take your shot?
No. Oh, are we doing that first?
I was going to say, if you get them all right, which you won't, you don't have to take a shot.
Okay.
If you get one wrong, though.
Only like if I get any of them wrong.
If
How many are you doing? 3?
4.
Oh, fuck.
You got it. These are common items that you would find in a female's purse or perhaps on your friend. All right, we're going to start with the first one.
Okay, I'm ready. Gum?
Yeah!
Yeah!
Hi, where's the
That's really long, so we cut it off. Yay!
All right.
Wow. So far, no shots.
All right.
Do I have to take it like as soon as I get one wrong?
No, we'll take it at the end.
Okay.
I'll take mine with you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's so nice.
Object number 2. I'm just tapping on the outside of it, and now I'll open it.
Hand sanitizer.
Oh, you're so close.
Lotion.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow, you're doing so good today.
Here's item number 2. I mean 3.
3. Counting is not Jordan's strong suit. Is that Betty's dog collar?
Yeah. It's your dog's collar.
I'm gonna know that noise. I was like, oh fuck, did I let Betty back in here again?
Okay. Now the last one, the moment of truth. If you get this one right, you don't have to take a shot. If you get it wrong, which you will, you have to take a shot.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Well, it's something that's making you cough. It's barely making any noise. You're just blowing.
I did this on purpose, so you'd have to take a shot. It is my Delta 9 pin.
Oh my God. I did a baby shot. Okay. I'm doing it.
So did I. Oh, you got me some kiss.
That's right.
There you
Yucky. Tequila. I don't know. Why do you always prefer a tequila shot? You're crazy.
Because vodka makes me sick. I don't feel good when I take vodka.
We didn't even say what our drink was for the last episode. If you watched our last episode, which was the Late Night with the Devil, we drank a little cocktail that Jordan still has on the table.
Yep.
It was a, what do we call it? Devil drinks agua.
Devil drinks vodka.
But I already gave it away. It had tequila. We were gonna try to lie. Devil drinks.
Drinks what? The devil drinks what? The devil
clearly
drinks
drunk already.
aqua.
Agua. Yeah.
Oh, not aqua. Okay.
I'm gonna hide in this wig now.
Okay, we're reeling it back in.
So today we're talking about Carrie. Carrie. So
You sound so excited.
it's because we're in these. I'm in this.
Yeah,
I'm in a dress, which I realize sitting down you can't even appreciate. But I'm in a dress and a wig.
You look stunning.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. My dress is like halfway unzipped. Look at this.
This doesn't have a zipper. This is like a
Mew
stretchy dress. Yeah.
I like it. Looks comfy.
But we're talking about Carrie, which is the prom queen that could.
And should.
And should and did. What? So I guess we'll talk. I'm ready to kind of talk about both, like the OG movie. I never read the book, but I do know some of the differences.
Okay, you start there.
So the book obviously has a lot of things that wouldn't have translated well to screen if they were taken literally, but I think would work really well as a book. Like the two big ones that I remember reading about were the prom scene, vastly different in the book.
Okay, how so?
So they drop the blood. They start. Everyone kind of starts laughing at her. She like gets really sad and upset and is like, "I'm gonna leave."
Yeah.
And like walks through the crowd. One of the people in the crowd stick out their leg and trip her.
Oh no.
She gets up, still walks all the way out of the gym, goes outside and like collapses in the grass crying and is like, I should go home. But then she thinks about it and she's like, if I go home, then I have to admit to my mom that like she was right, that these kids would laugh at me and are mean and that I'm nothing. So that's when she decides to, it's very calculated in the book. She doesn't like react out of like just anger right away. She turns around, goes back, not in the gym, but stands outside the door.
Oh.
Shuts all the doors with her mind and like drops the cable so it starts electrocuting people. Like, and all the things are pretty much the same. But she does it from outside the door while smiling.
Oh.
Which I can understand how in a movie that wouldn't be as like effective or like interesting. The other big one was that when her mom and her have the big confrontation at the end, where she ends up killing her mom. In the book, there's no stabbing or anything crazy. Her mom does stab her in the shoulder still, like in the movie. But she doesn't stab her mom back. What she does, which I think is crazy powers, she slows her mom's heart rate until it stops. Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang.
She just kills her by like using her mind to slow her heart down until it stops working.
Which I can also see that being
That wouldn't
like
work in a
not
movie.
as climactic in a movie.
Mm-mm. But like the power, imagine that kind of power. Crazy.
That is crazy and dangerous.
Yeah, those are the two big things. And like I completely understand why they changed those things. There are some other things that they changed from the book for the first movie that I think the second one got more back to the integrity of the book, where she's like a little smarter and a little like the original movie with Sissy Spacek. Not to get right into it, but like she kind of goes in the big prom scene. She goes into like a trance, and just starts like hurting everyone.
Yeah.
Not like specifically targeting people. She just like hurts everyone. But she's not really thinking about it. She's just mad and like in a trance. She's like trying maybe to like humiliate them, but not to kill them like intentionally, but she does. But the new movie, it seems very like calculated. Like she's
The
literally
one
like
with Chloe.
Grace Moretz.
Yes.
She's picking people, like the people who specifically were mean to her.
Yeah.
She doesn't just kill everyone.
They had to make it more like
Moral.
yeah.
Which I kind of like, because it's more of like a anti-bullying message. Like she only hurts the people who bullied her.
Yeah.
Which is still like when she
But
kills
I like
them.
the idea of like Carrie just because she really didn't like really go full throttle with her powers until prom.
Right.
So it makes sense that this is the first time she's use these powers at that level, so she would be a little out of control. If she were practiced, then maybe she would have the wherewithal and the control in her mind to be able to think logically and use her powers. But she is just so, when you're so mad, you just see red.
Yeah.
And there's no reasoning with you. You're just boiling. So it makes sense why just everything in her path would become a casualty.
Mm-hmm. In the book, also, she walks after she destroys the gym. It's so much more fucked up in the book.
The books are always more fucked up.
Yeah, she destroys the gym, and then she walks outside and she, she lights up a gas main at the school and blows up the entire school.
Bye.
The fire trucks arrive and she destroys all of the fire hydrants so they can't put the fire of the school out. So no one in the prom will survive.
Dang.
Except for her teacher friend who does get out, the gym
Yeah.
coach. And then she goes and she starts just destroying the city. She lights up entire
'Cause you
gas.
made me hate this city.
Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo. She lights up whole blocks. She lights up gas mains, so whole city blocks of houses just explode.
Did you read the book?
No, I watched it or read a thing about it.
Oh, okay.
Like a comparison.
I see.
Because I think that's the most interesting. How is it different?
Yeah.
But again, I understand why they don't do that in the movie. The one thing that I remember when I first watched the Grace Moretz version, I didn't like it that much. I was it felt very of that early 2000s era of horror where it was a little too polished, a little too book indie, where it felt too perfect, and I wanted a little bit more mess.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
I'm pointing to Patrick if you're listening. You're just covered in mess.
But the more I think about it and the more I read about it, there are things that I think I like more about the new version than the old version, because the old version was directed by a man, which you can tell, and the new version is directed by a woman. In the old version, there's a lot of added sexual stuff that doesn't really belong, like the shower scene where she gets her period. Everyone's naked and
I told you we talked about this in was it the last episode?
Unnecessary sex,
Yeah,
sexual stuff.
Maybe that was 2 episodes ago.
And then Carrie is kind of dumb in the original movie. She doesn't seem super bright. In the new movie, her character is very smart. She, except for the fact that she doesn't know what a period is, which I'm you're telling me you've never once gotten on a school computer, it's supposed to be the modern day, and Googled what happens to a woman's body as you age?
I will say obviously it makes more sense in the original version because, and not that I can relate, but I think us being from more of a religious upbringing, I can't imagine, coming up in a household where you don't have the internet, you don't have cell phones, and you're not only isolated at school, but at home you're isolated as well. And basically the only thing you really know is what your parents have told you.
Yeah.
And if your parents never tell you about your period, that would scare me too.
Yeah, that's true.
So
she's what the fuck?
Yeah. So I don't know if Carrie in the original version was kind of dumb or she just
sheltered.
She was extremely sheltered.
I just in the new one, the Grace Moretz character has a little more agency. She argues with her mom, and when her mom quotes Bible verses at her, she quotes Bible verses back and is I'm going to use your own weapons against me that you've taught me, which I appreciate that a little bit. But I definitely think there are some things. And also, the death scene of the mom in the original movie is weirdly sexual. It sounds it's she's having an orgasm.
Yeah.
While she's getting stabbed, she's oh, it's weird.
Yeah, that whole character really creeped me out. Growing up, I had I wouldn't say she was a friend, but she was an acquaintance, and her mom was not only extremely religious and kept this poor girl sheltered most of her life. She was very protective, and she looked exactly like that actress that plays the mom. The red frizzy hair, everything. And it always just creeped me out.
Dirty pillows.
Yeah. I was that's her. I know her.
And I also think Julianne Moore's performance in the new one is amazing.
Julianne Moore's great.
She never has done anything bad. Ever.
No, she's fantastic. I didn't realize that it was Stephen King's first.
Yeah, his first
novel.
book. Yeah.
And we may have mentioned this when we talked about Stephen King in an older episode, but Did you know that it wasn't ever really supposed to be made? His wife found it.
Oh, really?
So he wrote Carrie, didn't think it was that good, threw it in the trash. His wife found it and read it and was like, no, like, this is really great. You need to keep working on it. And he did. So we almost didn't get it.
Wow. I really like that.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would have like maybe never kept writing if he was like,
Ooh.
that was the spark that he needed. Was his wow, sweetheart.
Wow, women. We make the world go round.
Another thing about the new movie that I think, and also the old one, I mean, less so, is this is really prevalent in like that in the 2000s of film, and I guess all of it, is the Hollywood ugly. Because Carrie is not supposed to be attractive at all. Mm-hmm. Like, Stephen King wrote her to be like objectively not pretty.
Yeah.
Like, not specific about like, is she like, you know,
tall,
what's wrong
short,
with her, but
right.
she's supposed to be like homely. And like Sissy Spacek, I think they kind of do a good job of making her look like not super pretty. But Grace Moretz, like no matter what you do to that girl, she's gonna look like a normal ass pretty girl at a school.
Yeah.
Like she's pretty.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little annoying.
Well, they do that all the time. Even in like TV shows. You remember growing up on like Nickelodeon and Disney, they'd be like, "Oh wow, you're so quirky and weird. You're a loser." It was like Selena Gomez in Wizards of Waverly Place or whatever. I mean,
Or Anne Hathaway in Princess Diaries, where she takes off her glasses. And
yeah,
everyone's like, beautiful,
a princess. I give you this and this, and
you broke my comb.
I give you a princess.
Give you a princess. But yeah, I don't love that. I do love how in the new one, the men in the film are so irrelevant. Like, especially in the new one, they barely have any lines. They literally are just like meatheads to be there. Yeah. Which I kind of like. Like, yes,
I mean,
men should be seen and not heard. Yeah. Except for, I guess, me, you know?
Yeah, you're the exception. Although I did really feel bad for the blonde, poofy-haired guy in the original film. Felt bad for him.
He died. Yeah.
But you could tell he was like kind of coming around.
That's why the new one is kind of nice, because she like spares the people who are nice to her.
I kind of like the idea of her just saying fuck it and killing everybody.
Also, underrated actress of the year. I love Judy Greer.
Which one is that?
Wow.
Judy Greer.
You're part of the problem. Kidding. She played the gym teacher, the teacher friend.
In the new one? Mm-hmm. I don't remember the new one. I know the name. What else has she been in?
She was in Scream. She plays Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter. She's a comedian. She's been in other things too. Not Scream. Did I say Scream?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get canceled.
Halloween?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, Judy Greer. She was in 13 going on 30?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
Jennifer Garner's character's best friend.
Why didn't you say so?
Yeah.
I thought she was the gym teacher.
I don't know if she was. Actually, she's a gym teacher in the original. I don't know if she is in this one.
But yeah, I agree with you on like the ugly pretty type thing. Because Sissy Spacek is not a conventionally like Hollywood attractive woman. Right. But she kind of goes back to that unique is pretty rule. And I don't know how the hell she does her eyes like that when she's in the trance killing everybody. The face that she makes is insane. And you know what I like? They never really cut away too much from her face. So even though there was a lot more that was going on, like with the deaths and everything that we didn't see, they left it on her face for the majority of the time. And growing up, I was like, man, I want to see the blood, which, I mean, I should probably go see someone for that. But now I'm like, I like that her face is so intense. Blood. You don't need to see.
Right. Carrie is a good one, but I feel like it's one of the ones that we can retire now because it's been 3 movies. I know it's been a mini series at one point. It's also a musical.
Yeah.
Which it's a not good musical, I hate to tell you. And the book. And I think Stephen King can I think he can write some new things.
Yeah. Well, who directed it? He didn't direct it.
The most recent one
what else did he
Kimberly Pierce, who also directed nothing else that I've seen.
Okay.
And then the original was directed by Brian De Palma, who also directed The Untouchables, Passion,
The Passion of the
Black
Christ.
Dahlia,
Oh.
Mission Impossible. Wow.
He's been around a long time.
I don't know, he old. But yeah, Scarface. He directed Scarface.
Those feel like two completely different like eras.
But yeah, he directed a lot. He is born in 1940, which makes him
90.
84.
Math is hard. 90.
Wow. But if you like that,
As you rub your titties. Patrick's rubbing his titties and he's like, well, if you like that.
if you like this episode, rub your dirty pillows and rate, review, subscribe. And
I just love that this whole episode you were playing with your hair.
it's because it's there.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Welcome to our lives. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Silent Screaming Podcast. Make sure that you tune in next time for another thrilling adventure with Jordan and Patrick. Be on the lookout for our prom photos. We're now taking potential candidates for next year's prom.
I'd like to thank my mom and
Oh, did you get prom queen?
I assume.
Oh, of course.
When else would I get the blood? Oh, I guess you have blood too.
Mine was the splash.
You're in the splash zone.
Yeah.
But don't drink a podcast or kill people at a prom.
Oh, God.
Or do.
We won't tell.
Bye.